Hey y'all, welcome to day 5 of our 31 Days of Shadow Work series. I'm Keandra and I'm so happy that you are still here with me for day 5. So as usual, we're going to dive into a brand new prompt, and the point of these prompts is to help you explore your shadows so that way you can enhance your healing journey. Now today's prompt is all about expectations. So remember to be gentle with yourself and to allow yourself this space for self-discovery. Let's get started. So today's prompt is, in what areas do you feel pressure to conform to societal or cultural expectations? Okay, so for me, y'all, I'm in my first corporate big girl job, right? And when I tell y'all code switching is so hard, I've never worked at a place where I felt the need to code switch. No lie, up until this job, I've mainly had black managers, black bosses. The places I worked at have been black owned. Like, I've had the luxury of being in black spaces and not needing to like code switch. But this is the first time in my life where I worked at a job where I'm like, damn, I got to code switch a little bit. And not even because I don't want to show my authentic self. It's more so because people steal. I'm not going to tell you what kind of people, but people steal. And I am a gatekeeper of our culture. I don't care. I am someone who is a big gatekeeper. Y'all can tell I work for corporate around over here. I feel corporate language, gatekeeping. But I'm a big gatekeeper of black culture. And I'm not entering non-black spaces and giving out the sauce for free. I'm just not. And a funny example of that, so I do presentations for the company sometimes, all right? And so we did a presentation last year for either Juneteenth or for Black History Month. I can't remember which presentation it was. I won both of them though. So just point that out there. But we did a presentation, and one of the things that we did for the presentation, it was Juneteenth. So it was a Juneteenth presentation because it was also the 50th year of hip hop. So we were incorporating all those pieces into our presentation. One of the things that we were saying to pass off to the next person was pass the mic. And we were saying pass the mic as just like a homage to hip hop, you know, of course. And so when we did our run through presentation for the person at my company that's like in charge of approving the presentations, he told us specifically, he was like, we want you to take that part out. We don't really want you to say pass the mic. I feel like that's unnecessary. So we took his constructive criticism, into account, and we said, yeah, we're keeping that. And so we kept it in the presentation, company-wide presentation. We said pass the mic every single time we transition to a new speaker. Y'all, for us, I'm not exaggerating, for 4 or 5 months straight, so every weekly company-wide meeting, this man was saying pass the mic. So this was the same man that was like, no, don't say that, we should take that out. But then once we presented it, it was stolen. And I'm not gonna have to tell what complexion he was, but it was stolen. And so I will say, I do feel that pressure sometimes at work to code switch, simply to continue to be a gatekeeper of black culture. Because usually when our culture is used in mainstream media and white media, we're not getting paid for that. We're not benefiting from that. We're not getting anything from that. Like, yes, it's good to see us in commercials, see our slang, see our lingo and all that stuff. But if we're not financially benefiting, which for our culture in America, that's what's most important, is our finances, because we are the poorest group in the country. So us, anytime that our lingo, our slang is being used, we need to be being paid well for it. And I only get paid in my job to do my job. So that's all I'm going to do. So I want you to ask yourself too, in what areas do you feel pressure to conform to societal or cultural expectations? I love this question because I watch a lot of 90 Day Fiance, and I am always amazed at like how other countries' cultures are so prominent in their day-to-day life that it impacts who they can marry. Like, I think I watch almost all the different shows. So 90 Day the Other Way, 90 Day Fiance, Before the 90 Days, I'm obsessed. And so it does amaze me like how much pressure is placed on the person from their family. I was just watching an episode. I'm terrible with names on the show, but it was an Indian man and the older white woman. And the Indian man's mother did not want him to marry the older white woman. And she said that she would literally unalive herself if he married this woman. So imagine how much pressure that is culturally, to the point where you have your parents telling you that they will not live another day if you make a personal life decision, because who you marry is your life decision. Also, there's another couple on there, Yazan, and I think, oh, I hate that I can't remember her name. It's a black woman though, but I remember his name because I hear her say it so much. But he's Muslim, and his culture, the traditions are so big that the fact that he wants to marry this black non-Muslim woman, his family has said that he could be unalived because of this. He could be disowned because of this. So those pressures are so heavy, and so many of us don't realize how much of outside opinions and outside voices and outside expectations are weighing in on the decisions that we make. I'm someone who's really big on, yes, keep your culture in mind, but you are not always going to align with the culture you were raised in. You're not going to always align with the societal expectations you were raised in. And that's where you have to stand firm and stand strong in what you believe and what you know is right for you. It doesn't have to be right for your parents. It doesn't have to be right for your siblings. It doesn't have to be right for your neighbors. It has to be right for you, because you're the one that has to wake up every single day with whatever decision that you make. Not your parents, not your friends. If they choose to do that, that's added on, they're adding on that weight themselves, but it's not your fault. So ask yourself this question. Again, thank y'all so much for joining me for another day of the 31 Days of Shadow Work series. And I will see y'all again for day 6. And I'm so excited because we're almost done with week 1. So we're almost done with our first week's topic. We're going to be entering a new topic for week 2. And I will see y'all then.